all the best shows from your favourite fan channels on GFN Soccer TV, now streaming on Samsung TV Plus.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to DR Sports. Welcome to Live at 5 on a Friday. Your week is over. It's probably raining where you are. It's raining everywhere at the moment. But we are ready to talk about some football today. I am Dylan. I am joined by Jack.
How are you?
I'm all right, mate.
Glad to be here.
I'm out of the rain now. I'm happier. The sun's out. I can see the sun in the corner over there. The sun's out. Weekend's finally back. The Premier League is finally back after 2 long weeks. I say 2 long weeks. I had a great time in Spain. But
you've been on holiday, have you?
Oh, yeah. Who knows? I've been on holiday. But it's been 2 long weeks, but we're back. Premier League football is back. International duty is over. We've got about 3.5 weeks until the next international break. So I'm trying to make the most of it.
We've got like 3 this year, haven't we? We've got 3 before Christmas.
We always do.
Breaks.
There's always one in September, and then October, and then November. And then nothing till March. But then United, my team, don't even have anything in midweek.
Yeah,
so it's like I've got mini international breaks every single week because there's nothing to do because there's no games.
That's why you're on these shows every week. Because you got.
I'm here every day because I need something to talk about that's not Man United because I can't because there's nothing to talk about with United. But regardless, get your comments in, chats in now, everything we're talking about. But what we're going to be doing today, Friday afternoon, is we're going to be shouting out some of what we think are craziest predictions and things we think are guaranteed to happen this game week. Because I was looking at the 10 fixtures over the course of the weekend. There's some pretty spicy ones. There's a lot of this season so far. It feels like there's a lot of storylines already kind of generating and brewing. And a lot of the games so far are very much kind of coinciding with all these storylines. And I think the first one, which has developed in the last 48 hours, is the first game, 12:30 kickoff. We got Arsenal versus Forest.
Yeah.
And you think 2 weeks ago, you think, oh, that's, Arsenal versus Forest, might be a game where you go, don't bet on the early kickoff. But suddenly, Nuno's been sacked, and it's Ange Postecoglou, the ex-Spurs manager, who's now coming back to the Emirates for his first game in charge.
Yeah, and Saliba has apparently just resurrected himself over his international break.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he was meant to be out for like 3 weeks, according to L'Equipe, and we were like, French news outlet, they're really reliable. And then Arteta said today, he was like, oh yeah, like he's training like right now. It's like he might be all right, actually. So,
but what I want to ask to you is, what's one thing for Arsenal versus Forest that you genuinely think is guaranteed to happen? Not something easy okay. Arsenal score a corner. Give me something bizarre out there that you think is just nailed on to happen.
I'm going to steal what I reckon yours might be. Someone's going to go down with a hamstring injury on either team.
That is literally exactly what I've got written here.
And just playing the high line. Aina's already out with a hamstring injury, so one of the Arsenal players is going to get an injury out of nowhere like we usually do in a minute, or someone's going to play that high line. Milenkovic is going to be sprinting back.
What have you seen? So if you guys haven't seen already, Aina is already out with an injury.
A hamstring injury as well.
A hamstring injury. Literally, like day 1 or day 2 of Ange Postecoglou training, their starting right back is already out injured.
I think he picked it up on international duty. I don't think it's Ange ball. However, it doesn't suit the narrative.
It's the because
Ange just injured him already.
We were literally sat here yesterday with Alex, and I said I'm worried for Aina's hamstring.
Yep.
And less than 24 hours later, immediately comes out. So I've literally written down here: Arsenal versus Forest, hamstring injury guaranteed in that game. Was it guaranteed hamstring injury?
Was it Milenkovic for Serbia? Was it the Forest one that got the red card for having to track back and take someone out an England game?
Oh, I didn't watch the England game. I've got no idea.
Oh, you're on holiday.
Again, I was miles away.
Yeah, it might have been him.
But the other thing that I've said that's guaranteed to happen is Ange is going to be a massive pantomime figure this game. Because he himself is like that. And he's at Emirates. Obviously, the Arsenal-Spurs rivalry is a big rivalry. But I think he whenever he could, he threw flames on that whenever he could. And I think it'll be a massive pantomime. Either if Forest score, obviously the Forest fans will be really up for it and loving it. And if Arsenal score, I can envision the very specific anti-Ange chants and everything going around the ground.
There's going to be some like Ange Postecoglou, he's won more than you chants ringing around, or like champions of Europe. You'll know, even though Forest haven't, they have won Champions League, but they're not the reigning champions. They'll still be singing about their manager being the reigning European champion at us. So,
for sure, yeah. Well, they currently have a Europa League winner at their club,
and they're also like a Champions League winning club, so they can double down and just be like
they're European champions.
They're European champions. Their manager's European champions.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, 100%. There's going to be a European trophy chant.
100%. There you go. That can be yours.
Immediately.
That and a hamstring injury are our two.
Yeah, European trophy
bankers.
chant and a hamstring injury almost guaranteed. Are we saying early hamstring injury, like 7 minutes in, or is it going to be like 70th minute, someone's pulling up?
Just before half time, just ruins everything.
43rd
For whatever
minute.
team it is, ruins it.
So you reckon, yeah, it'll be Forest are 1-0 up just before half time, and then Elliot Anderson and Morgan Gibbs-White, one of their big players, is going to set, the little hop that the players do as soon as the hamstring goes, the little like jump and then on the floor, and then they're going to be shaking their head.
Saliba's going to run on the pitch. No, Ben White's going to run on the pitch back from injury, and then as he does that, Timber's just going to start holding the back of his leg, and everyone's going to be like, oh, for God's sake, not again.
Next game, though. Game after that, we got Bournemouth versus Brighton.
Right.
I didn't think, not the easiest thing to game to think about, but so far this season, I've been watching Semenyo, and I think this guy's just, he's so, because when United, my team, were initially linked to him, I was a bit like, and they was like quoted like 60, 70 million.
So that's how I was when he was linked to Arsenal. I was like, is he the upgrade?
That's a big one. Then so far I've watched, and then I kind of started watching him towards the end of the season. I had him captain FPL final day of the season. Oh, glorious. He scored twice. And then come back, he's man of the match against Liverpool, like first game of the season. He was amazing. I'm saying Bournemouth versus Brighton. My prediction for this is Semenyo is going to add £5 to £10 million to his price tag. AKA he's just going to keep going, really, and he's going to have a crazy game.
See, I'm kind of making mine up on the fly, and I reckon the commentator is going to do a full segment on the fact that Hertzler's got sleeve tattoos. Because that seemed to be the big thing last time. He wore a T-shirt and the whole football world exploded that he's got sleeves. So they're going to do that. There's going to be a whole segment on Hertzler's tattoos.
I love that. That's
it's not even a televised game.
That's a fantastic prediction. Yeah, I like Brighton as a team. I don't really know what to say about Brighton at the moment. I feel like I don't actually know a lot of their. This might be bad me presenting a football show and saying this, but I don't know a lot about them at the minute.
They just kind of sign players and then they just exist. Like every time I watch Brighton, someone will come on and I'll be like, who are you?
Yeah, but not in a bad way. They just generate players.
That Gruder guy came on, and I was like, I've definitely heard of you, but I've never seen you in my life. But
obviously, I know a lot about. I know a fair amount about Carlos Baleba. It's like he's been everywhere because since he was linked to United, obviously now. He's been fantastic in the Premier League for 2 years, but now everyone knows who he is because of all these United links, and he's not started the season well. Actually, I think. For the most part, like for Cameroon, he's had a couple slips up in the international break. He was, I think, thoroughly beaten when they were playing City, despite the fact that Brighton won. I think he didn't have the world's best game. But
heads elsewhere.
But he's playing down his price tag. Semenyo's going up, and
didn't he tweeted? So he put it on my Instagram after the game. Like the minute the window shut, didn't he? About like I'm a believer, but like I'm staying or.
Well, it was just so United fans were creating a "I'm a believer" hashtag. Like, are you a believer?
He used it.
But, and then he used it. But I don't know if he's used it before or not. That's why I can't, because he might have just been, because it's really, really obvious, right? A really obvious hashtag to make. I've never seen United fan base do it though. Create a hashtag for a player they haven't signed.
Oh, it's an Arsenal thing. We've probably done it.
It sounds like a Turkey thing or like a Real Madrid thing.
Yeah,
it's like that kind of intent.
Just everywhere.
Yeah, like Jadon Sancho's had 4.5 million comments on one of his posts when he was linked to Besiktas.
The second most commented post ever on Instagram.
And it's just Jadon Sancho on the beach. Yeah, I think Semenyo is going to be, the highlight from Bournemouth versus Brighton. And then you think it's Hertzler's sleeves.
Yep, they're going to... Yeah.
Who's going to be right on this one?
It's niche. Right, next one.
We have Newcastle versus Wolves.
Oh, it's a different order for me. Let me think.
So I've literally just gone on the order it was on Google. So, but Newcastle versus Wolves is what I've got on here. And I've got Nick Woltemade scoring on his debut. But then Strand Larsen is grabbing a winner after Newcastle failed to sign him twice.
That's what I was going to go for.
You're going to go with that?
I was going to go something along the lines of Strand Larsen because Visser's out, isn't he? Came out said that Visser's out, so he's not going to play. And
but I think
Jacob Ramsey's injured.
I think Woltemade is starting. He has to.
Yeah, he has to. The forwards. They sold their good one, and the other one that they've come in and got injured on international duty. So Woltemade is going to start. Yeah, Strand Larsen.
Apparently, Strand Larsen's injured.
Well, then in that case,
according to the ever reliable comments, that's my bad.
In that case, Strand Larsen's not going to score a winner.
No,
but
I think Woltemade's having a mad debut. It just feels like because of the Newcastle striker situation being so ridiculous. Like being able to not sign anyone for so long and then signing their players and then one of them being injured. It's just like everyone's like, who is Woltemade? Genuinely, like like with the best will in the world, everyone was like, "Who is this guy?" Because no one knew who he was unless you watched the Euros under 21s.
And they sold Asula as well. They literally don't have any other forwards.
Yeah.
Gordon's suspended.
That's what. Yeah, but Walter Mead has no choice but to start. Like Eddie Howe has to start him.
Okay, I'm going to go the opposite for you then. He's going to not score.
So you're saying that he's not going to... I think he's going to have a crazy good debut.
He's going to do a Haaland, like Community Shield, where he had an absolute stinker and everyone was laughing at him, and then he just went on to be unreal from there. He's going to have a really poor debut and then be unreal after that.
So you think... You reckon...
Just to be the opposite for you.
Is it going to be a 65 minutes? And maybe Eddie Howe's thinking, okay, get his fitness up a little bit, so he's only going to play 65. But then he's going to have a really bad debut, and then he's going to get subbed, and it's going to look like that Eddie Howe's taking him off.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them ones.
I know that's really specific.
Yeah, and all like the ESPNs are going to be making graphics about like nightmare debut for Voltemada, like missed 1 XG, and then he's just going to go on and be unreal from there.
Yeah. Happy Human says Gordon could play up front. He's suspended.
Yeah.
This is why we're saying that Walter Mead's almost certainly starting. Is because Newcastle...
They sold Isak, sold Asula, Gordon suspended for 3 games.
Yeah.
And I think for the rest of the team, Joe Linton maybe still out.
I'm not sure.
So
Newcastle's front 3 is going to be Barnes,
Murphy,
and Walter Mead. Is it Walter Mead? Voltemada.
Voltemada.
Is it Voltemada?
Yeah, because he said he really liked Kai Havertz, so I had to research him because he clearly knows
ball. And then on the back of your shirt is
Havertz.
Is Kai Havertz? Isn't it? Yeah. I'm interested to see how he gets on in the Premier League. Because I like it when Premier League clubs just sign some random player for huge fee, just like kind of. Like, because when Haaland signed for City, and you got like De Bruyne signing for City from Germany as well and stuff, and when United signed Šeško this summer, we all knew their names in Germany. Walter Mead, I saw linked to Bayern a load because I follow some Bayern journalists just for some transfer news. And I was thinking, I don't know who this guy is, and then suddenly Newcastle out of nowhere, it was like the David Ornstein just went boom. Yeah, Newcastle are paying 70 million for him, so now I'm really interested to see how he does.
Apparently he started last season on the loan list, like wasn't even playing for Stuttgart, worked his way in the team, had an unreal 8 months, went to the under-21 Euros, smashed it, and then got like an 80 million
they
move.
wanted to sell him for about 35-40 million before the Euros, wasn't it?
Everton were in for him.
Yeah.
There was talks like 30-40 mil, and then he went to the Euros and it was like buying a 100 million asking price, like Bayern Munich wanted to buy him, and then it's gone down to 80.
He outplayed like the other big strikers like in that tournament, like Ekitike and stuff. He was fantastic. And then we've spoken about this transfer many times on DR Sports, but it's just the whole like Newcastle have put all their eggs into a really, really bizarre basket.
Did you see the Bayern owner came out and spoke about it the other day?
No, what did he say?
It was like, it's not really like a football price tag, it's more like a Newcastle price tag, because everyone knew that they needed a striker and everyone knows they got Saudi money, so they could just say, you're going to have to pay 80 mil because we know you've got the money, and also we know Isak's leaving,
we know that,
pay out. He was like, we were going to pay like 50, but when it went that high, we weren't going to rival for it.
Yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. Right. Everton versus Aston Villa is the next game I've got on here. The return of Jack Grealish again, I guess, to Villa, but obviously the first time that he's played Villa at Everton. Grealish has just won Player of the Month.
He has.
For, rather unexpectedly in terms of you think of the move and then you think, well, Grealish is suddenly going to win Player of the Month. Got 4 assists in 2 games. He's been fantastic for Everton. But my prediction here is, and this happens so many times when a player wins a Premier League Player of the Month award, is their next game is just trash.
Horrible.
I've got Grealish to have a stinker after Player of the Month award.
Against his former club.
Do you want to
know some interesting facts?
Yeah, go on then.
Apparently, this is the most played Premier League fixture ever.
Really?
Apparently, yeah.
Interesting.
Because they're both ever present, right? No, Villa aren't. Everton are, and Villa have been around quite a lot. And also, Aston Villa are the only team all the way down to their National League North and South that haven't scored this season in the Prem.
That's crazy.
They haven't got a league goal. They lost. They drew 0-0 with Newcastle. Can't remember what their second game was, and then got battered 3-0 by Palace, right?
Yeah, they got battered by Palace. They get battered by Palace.
Oh, they lost 1-0 away to Brentford. Yeah, they're the only.
Yeah, they did.
So Prem, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League Prem, National League North and South. Everyone scored a goal other than them.
That's crazy.
So maybe my prediction is just that they don't score again.
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, the more I think about it, the more I think that that's mad. Like they haven't scored. Like they've got 60 million alleged 60 million rated Ollie Watkins, who they weren't letting go of this summer. who I know hasn't played well. They've got Morgan Rogers, who's quality. I guess, maybe Jadon Sancho turns their fortunes around.
Maybe that's my prediction then.
Jadon
Sancho gets Aston Villa off the mark.
That is the weirdest sentence. Like, when I think back to, obviously, beginning of the summer, if you'd said prediction, Jadon Sancho gets Villa off the mark.
Jack Grealish has a stinker and Jadon Sancho wins the game is a bit of in an Everton Villa game.
Everton Villa. Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, there you go. Sancho wins it.
Yeah, I mean, he'll play. He's got to play. I mean, well, I'm actually fair, he's not in the pre-season, so he'll probably he'll be training and he might come off the bench. Yeah. But yeah, Jadon Sancho off the bench, 83rd minute, 1-0 away against Everton as well. It's in their new stadium.
Mm-hmm. Want to see what anyone in the comments got any good ones? There's got to be some proper niche ones.
So far, we've got, Happy Human says another 2 assists for Grealish. And he also mentions that having Watkins and Rodgers in his FPL hasn't been fun. I didn't bring them in. I was very happy about that. So far, not too many, but in the comments, get your crazy predictions for this weekend in. Not necessarily about the games we're talking about. It can be about any of the games. And if they are about some of the other games, I will get onto them when we touch on those games. So make sure you get them in. What's your crazy predictions? What you think is going to happen that's just weird? Or even if it's just more normal predictions, just let us know in the comments. Mm-hmm. Next one, Palace versus Sunderland. I've got mine as well. So, because I've got a stat that kind of talks about mine. So, the last time Sunderland won a Premier League match in London was on the 23rd of August, 2008.
Right.
And it was a beating Spurs 2-1 away at home on White Hart Lane. So, I think my prediction is that they're going to get their first win in London in the Premier League when they play Crystal Palace, because they're going to be continuing their first since back in the Premier League. So you know how they won their first game back in the Premier League 3-0? I'm saying that they're going to get their first win in London for over almost 20 years, 17, 18 years.
That's a lot more analytical than mine.
Yeah.
I think Jean-Philippe Mateta will not kick the corner flag. Because he got booked last time, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He kicked the corner flag and it came out of its actual post.
And then
he got a yellow card for
it.
moving the corner flag. So I think Mateta's going to score and not kick the corner flag.
It's going to be the end of an era.
No, he's going to proper pantomime him. He's going to run up, pretend to kick it, and then stop himself.
That's good.
That's my niche prediction.
I like that. Do you think Sunderland's going to stay up?
Yeah. I had in my predictions at the start of the season, I had Leeds going back down, Burnley going back down, and then West Ham or Brentford being dragged, and Sunderland just staying up.
Just staying up?
Just staying up.
You reckon, last 3 games of the season, they might clinch it?
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be they're all awful and they're the best of the awful, like we've had the past few years where they're hitting 20 points. I think it is going to be you need a good 40 to stay up this year. Because I'm impressed with all the promoted teams, but they've done that nice little blend where they've got the young, exciting unknowns, but they've also gone and got your Granit Xhakas and your Mukieles and some experienced players. They've done a blend, whereas promoted teams in the past have either done a Burnley and just signed a load of 18-year-olds, got relegated and then storms the champ with this exciting team of wonder kids, or they go Luton and go Barkley and Townsend and just try and recruit just vets, and then they go back down. So they've done a nice. I think they've done a more refined version. I've said this before, a refined version of what Forest did a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Remember, Forest signed basically the equivalent of 3 Premier League squads. Well, they just breached FFP on purpose.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were we're just gonna because I think half their championship team they got promoted with on loan, so they went into the Prem season with just no players. I'm we're just gonna sign 20 players, probably breach FFP. Firm the points deduction, 6 points will be all right, and then we'll go from there. Fulham ages ago came up and they bought Jean-Michel Seri, Andre Schürrle. They just started just spending money and went straight back down. They tried to moneyball it. Got Callum Chambers started playing DM for them. Yeah,
it was really bizarre, really, really bizarre. We've got one Premier League prediction. Oh yeah, so one of the comments actually mentioned Alanga. We forgot about him in the Newcastle front 3.
He does exist.
I think Alanga may be over Murphy then. We go Barnes, Watermead, Alanga, front 3.
Or maybe Votemar doesn't even start and they put one down the middle. Maybe that's a bold prediction.
I just think it would be stupid because it's not exactly it's a hard game as always playing Wolves. That's a very good game to have your first start.
That's a great clip when they lose.
Yeah, probably. And he hits the post and then misses a penalty.
It's a really easy game to come into.
But it's different to City away, for example, with so Amorim's, we'll get on to it, but Amorim said that Altay Bayindir is starting on Sunday.
Yeah, I saw he blamed the ball. See, when Arteta does it.
Yeah, I saw that. That was really different ball.
It's a problem and it's worldwide news. It's news at 5. It's news at 6. It's the morning news.
No, but the game's not happened yet.
Arteta speaks about football. Amorim's
It's
coming out
the game's the game's not happened yet. Right, we're going to move on to Fulham versus Leeds United.
Oh dear.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, because that's what I looked at. I was like, I don't even
Okay, so for Fulham, I've got Josh King finally gets his first goal. Partly because I have him in FPL, but also because obviously he got done in against Chelsea when his goal was disallowed. And it just shouldn't have been disallowed. But the other one is Dan James to score against his former club.
That's a great shout.
Yeah.
Ooh.
This is what I mean. So this week there's so many former club or debuts and things going on. I like it. Right. It was the end of the transfer window, and then there's been no game since the end of the transfer window.
Look through. Okay, I don't think he's played yet. So Meslier goes back in goal and has a howler.
I forgot he existed.
Because he's in their predicted 11 on the Premier League app. So whether they're just waffling and he's not going to be back in. But he is one of the highest rated keepers I've ever seen. When he was in the Prem the first time released, it was this guy's 21, France into youth international.
I remember it.
Really, really good. And then last year they dropped him for Carl Darlow because he was making so many mistakes. He was throwing the ball in. So he comes back in and
Meslier was linked with everyone.
Yeah.
Genuinely, Meslier was linked with everyone.
Because he was 20 and playing Premier League week in, week out and playing well as a keeper.
Goalkeeper as well. Goalkeeper, generally, you're not playing Premier League until you're... generally, all young Premier League keepers, bar the Brighton keeper, I forgot his name quickly. Verbruggen, yeah, he's 22, 23, and he's obviously been playing well. But Brighton's a separate case, I just feel entirely. Generally, Premier League keepers aren't hitting good form until they're 26, 27 years old. So he at 20... He
was way ahead of the curve, yeah.
He was, but then he just dropped off a cliff.
But hopefully, I don't want him to fail, but I've got to predict something.
You've got to predict something. So you think Meslier back in goal.
Sorry, Ilian.
He gets scores an own goal or does some Andre Onana-esque poor goalkeeping.
My bad. One of my mates used to play for Chelsea as a youth keeper, unreal keeper. Works in that industry, and he spent 6 years telling me how amazing Meslier is. So it's just quite nice. Every time he drops one in, to just ping him the clip. Every time I see a tweet and it's oh, Mellier's throwing it in his own net, or Meslier parry straight to the striker, I just forward it. Is this the guy? Is this the guy that you were telling me is going to be the best in the world?
I get that with Dan James. Funnily enough, speaking about Dan James, I was partly trolling the entire time, but when United signed Dan James, I was like, trust me, next biggest thing. This guy, and then he had just an insane start where he scored against Chelsea, he scored against who else did he score? Crystal Palace, and he scored a screamer against Southampton as well. And an amazing assist against Liverpool, and I was like, I told you. 20 million we signed him for. I was like, this is the guy. And
I actually thought he was all right.
He was actually fine. I unironically think he'd be quite a good wing back, but obviously we then sold him, moved on. He's our 5th highest ever sale still.
How much did you get for him?
25 mil.
And that's your 5th highest. I mean, I can't talk. Yeah. My record's Oxlade-Chamberlain, but
our 4th highest is Garnacho now on 40.
What's your highest?
Ronaldo. Is Ronaldo, Lukaku, Di Maria, Garnacho, and Dan James, I think.
Ours is Oxlade-Chamberlain, Balogun, and Nketiah, Smith Rowe, Iwobi, or something.
I'm just reading some of the comments, and they're talking about the Arsenal Forest game still. We've got Anziso says, funny how every Arsenal fan is writing off Forest, who are still a solid team with good players. They have a new manager, we agree, but what happens when Arsenal didn't get the results?
Yeah, it's going to go one or two ways, because it's difficult to prep from an Arsenal perspective, because they're probably expecting Ange to play Ange ball, but we have no idea what we're preparing for.
I really hope he doesn't, for his own sake.
It's the early kickoff, and
never back.
It's going to ruin my whole weekend if we drop points. I'm so annoyed. I
remember last game week, I captained João Pedro, and I told my FPL group chat that, and I just got sent the Gandhi meme of where it says Mahatma Gandhi says never back the early kickoff. I got sent that 7 times.
Didn't you get 2 goals, a goal and assist or something though?
João Pedro ended up scoring, yeah.
He did pretty well.
It was grand. I got it in the end, but I didn't realise that Chelsea were the early kickoff, and I just had my head in my hands going, oh, what have I done? Because our forfeits are... It's
going to be a really nervy start to the game.
The Forest game.
Yeah, because they'll have that new manager bounce where they come out firing. We've not quite worked out what they're trying to do. They're just going to be putting people in behind, firing up to Chris Wood. Their fullbacks are going to be all over the place, so we're going to have no idea for the first 10 minutes.
Who's going to be playing right back for them? if Hayner's out? I don't know.
Well, I'm guessing Nico Williams goes across because he's actually right-footed, isn't he? Like he's a right back, and then Zinchenko versus Madueke.
Yeah, you're right, actually. You think Nico Williams goes right back and then Zinchenko left back.
The first time I won't be nervous about his defending, and he's got Noni running at him, who's just relentless.
You got Zinchenko and Ball. You know what? How do you think Zinchenko's going to fare? How's he going to fare? If Forest end up playing Ange Ball, how's Zinchenko actually going to get on?
He either plays like Porro did, but on the other side, where he literally goes and plays as a 10 for the majority of the game, or they actually play him as a midfielder, I reckon. He's a good midfielder. He could comfortably play there in the Prem.
Because I'm thinking that could be a sweet little FPL pick.
But they've got what?
If he plays well.
Anderson and Sangare play as their DMs.
Yeah, and then Morgan gives White further ahead.
Yeah, he's probably not getting in there. But he could genuinely play midfield.
But I can see Anderson pushing forward a bit and then him kind of slotting in behind Anderson.
Yeah.
In midfield.
Yeah.
Because Anderson's, like edge of the box, Anderson's quality.
And Murillo's good enough to come across and cover for him. Mm-hmm. It can work. Whether Ange would have wanted that, it's not exactly an Ange fullback. But
well, Ange has got no choice. He came in. They signed all these players and then brought the manager. Well, Ange just got to work with it.
They didn't even want him. They tried to get that Javi Galán from Atletico and it fell through. So they just submitted a deal sheet. I'm like, please give us Zinchenko on loan.
Yeah, it happened I remember it came out right then. But okay, right, let's move on.
The transfer window closed at 7 o'clock. I left the office at 7:30. Got home for 9 and then saw the Zinchenko news.
Yeah.
I don't even know you could do it.
It came out at 8:59, I think.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. But right, you've got West Ham versus Tottenham.
Surely there's only one.
So it's the Kudus derby. It's very much the Kudus derby
that comes out of this game.
So my prediction for this one is that Kudus either ends up man of the match or has an absolute stinker. I can't see anything in between.
I think he scores and it's at West Ham, so he goes and grabs the stool that he always used to sit on at West Ham and sits on it.
And gets a yellow card for it. And then gets sent off.
Gets a yellow card for provoking the crowd or whatever. It kicks off.
Did he leave on bad terms?
Yeah.
He did, didn't he? Yeah, because I remember Nicky was fuming.
Well, it came out that he wanted to leave after his first season. And then said he wasn't very good last year. People thought he may be down tools a little bit. And then it was, okay, you've not had a great year. You want to leave. We need to raise money because we can't really spend unless we sell. Go anywhere other than Tottenham. Go to Arsenal. We don't really care. I know it's London, but we're not that bothered. Go to Chelsea. We're not really that bothered. Go abroad. Just don't go to Tottenham of all clubs. And he went to Spurs. So they're like, well, you weren't exactly short on options. So
I mean, 100%. I mean, he'll start and he'll get a horrid reception.
Yeah. And
I think it'll all tumble from there. But the other thing I want to ask is about Xavi, as he wants to be called.
Yes.
How do you think he's going to get on? Because when I was flicking through for the thing we're going to talk about later about, so just in a bit after we've covered all these games, we're going to be, Jack and I have made a starting 11 each of you can only pick one player per Premier League club. So I was just looking through some stuff and I've remembered suddenly because they signed him right at the end and everyone went on international duty and I forgot about him. But I'm thinking he's had maybe a couple weeks. Look, he's had a couple weeks since he signed for Spurs. I think he went on international duty.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Everyone's forgetting about Carlo Moani being there as well.
Yeah, and Carlo Moani. So there's actually a couple debuts as well. Do you think that could potentially make Spurs maybe if they start disjoint them, or are they not going to start?
Well, Carlo Moani don't think he played for PSG, so he's one of them ones where he'll need a couple of minutes, but probably won't get a full 90 out of him. And then Simmons is one of them. He's got to go straight in, surely. Obviously, Maddison being injured long term, I thought so. But my other storyline I just thought of. Matthijs Tel, left out of the Champions League squad, very disheartened about that. You know, you can only have a certain amount of players. You got to have homegrown players. He was the one that had to bite the bullet and not be in the squad. Scored a banger for France under-21s. So comes in, scores. Everyone's loving him. Hey, Tel.
And then suddenly they can't play in the Champions League.
Yeah, and they've got a game on Tuesday. And everyone's like, you can't play.
You know what? That screams of Spurs getting an injury, get a couple of attacking injuries and being in the Champions League and having no one to bring off the bench. And they go, if only we had Tel. And they've got 4 centre-backs on the bench.
Yeah, it's because they don't think they hit the homegrown quota. And when you don't have enough homegrown players, your squad shrinks by 1. So I think they just had that. We didn't put Jesus in so we could register Max Dowman. And then Amari Hutchinson didn't get registered for Forest.
Oh yeah, we've just made. We were talking about Zinchenko. We forgot about something really. So Klarabitsy's big up with the super chat.
I don't know because that has to be in the contract, and I don't know whether we'd have put
about
that in.
If he can not play or play or not.
It's not a Premier League rule. I don't think it has to be put in the contract that he can't play against his parent club.
Yeah, because what I think it's a given in.
Because there's been a few that have played against their parent clubs, and I saw Angie's interview, and he said something about like he's ready to go or like he's fit enough to play. I don't know whether we talk about this game or just in general then, but
yeah, well, I guess we'll find out.
We will find out.
But if he is playing, that could be a very funny storyline. Brentford versus Chelsea. I can't lie. Sorry, Brentford. This is Brentford versus Chelsea. This is the one thing where I couldn't actually think of anything interesting. Like I really couldn't. The only thing I can think of is João Pedro does well again, but that's not. I wouldn't exactly call that a crazy Premier League prediction.
Yeah. Just Googling the Zinchenko thing. Apparently, as long as they give written consent, they can play against their former club. So it has to be something that was agreed in the contract. So we'll see.
So maybe it's the default is that they can't play, but the Premier League clubs can agree to override it. Well, if Ange is saying he's fit and ready, then clearly he's part of the plan. So maybe they did.
Yeah, because I think it's the same thing like worldwide. Like, do you remember Coutinho came on for Bayern and bagged a brace against Barca when he was on loan?
Yeah, well, I remember
8-2.
we played Diogo Dalot when he was on loan at AC Milan in the Europa League as well.
Because that was the custody of Dalot match. Like whoever loses has to keep him.
Yeah,
you really didn't rate him back then.
He wasn't good back then. Yeah. Brentford versus Chelsea. Honestly, comments. Can you help me out with this one? Not to be disrespectful to Chelsea or Brentford, but I can't think of much of a storyline going on here. It's the only game.
You don't fancy Garnacho scoring and sitting on the advertising hoardings, and all the Chelsea fans instantly switch and they love him.
Well, I don't even know if Garnacho's going to play.
I'm looking at.
He didn't have it. His pre-season was in his basement. It was. He's got a gym in his basement.
Does he have to repaint the mural now? Because isn't his gym just got massive photos of him in like United shirts in the background?
Well, it's got everyone. It's got like him, Ronaldo, Muhammad Ali, I'm pretty sure. So I don't think, like maybe he'll just keep going. Or he'll just put a Chelsea one up there now. But
no João Pedro, ?
No João Pedro?
Well, I've just gone on LiveScore, which, not the most reliable, obviously. But look to their injury list and it says Delap, obviously. Andre Santos, unknown. Badiashile, Palmer. Esteval, unknown. João Pedro, personal reasons. Caicedo, unknown. It might.
Let me check because I watched.
I don't know where that would have come from.
I listened to the press conference from Maresca this morning because we're playing Chelsea next weekend. So I listened to the press conference to ask just to hear about injury news, and I didn't hear anything about that. I mean, I can't see anything. So Absolute Chelsea on Twitter, who I trust for Chelsea news and aggregation and everything, has not said anything about that.
Well, that's good.
So who knows? And that is a big thing because he's in my FPL.
Oh, that's why I thought I'd bring it up.
He's in my FPL. But yeah, I can't really think of anything. If João Pedro is around, I can see him continuing his scoring run. He's been blitzing it for Chelsea. Delap's out for 12 weeks now. Cole Palmer's 50-50 not fit to play this game. So João Pedro is suddenly definitely their like most reliable and most threatening outlet.
I'll just go for the banker then. Rob Sanchez is going to have a howler.
Yeah, Rob Sanchez, no
Chelsea
clean sheet.
will concede and it will probably be Robert Sanchez's fault.
Martin Rodriguez says, Kudus hat-trick and red card incoming. For the,
I could see either of them. I could see him getting man of the match or getting sent off.
This is what I mean. I feel like it's going to be one or the other.
Someone clamps him from West Ham and tries to play... Like, Paqueta goes in on him being like, I'm proper West Ham. You're Judas. Can't believe you left us. Like, come on, fans. I stayed.
He left.
Kudus gets up and just
fights him. Yeah. Well, I mean, Kudus fought Van der Ven before, didn't he?
Because I saw Paqueta put out this whole statement on Instagram yesterday being like, I'd stayed because you backed me at my highest, but then you also supported me at my lowest. One more year, let's go West Ham fans for one more season. So he's on this redemption arc of like, everyone thought he was going Villa, but now he's not.
Did you see what Fabrizio Romano said the other day?
It was like, if it didn't get leaked, it had happened.
Yeah. So Fabrizio Romano basically said something along the lines of some transfers, including the Paqueta one, don't end up falling off and falling through because they get released onto social media too early and people change their minds because of like reaction and stuff. But I was watching it going, you're the one that broke it. So he was the one that said Paqueta was really close to signing for Villa. And then it ends up not happening. Paqueta does the whole kissing the badge, phone thrown away, which by the way is one of the best celebrations I've ever seen in my life.
Also, it made me laugh so much how Fabrizio screenshotted that celebration and was like, Lucas Paqueta with a strong message to the transfer rumours, and it was like, bro, they're your rumours.
They're his. He's the
you
one that broke
tweeted
it.
saying he was leaving.
He said the transfer fell through because it came out on social media too well. He was like, it was basically done.
He probably just got loads of
broke.
DMs and messages from West Ham fans being like, "Oh, we stuck with you through the whole allegations and all that sort of stuff. Like, I can't believe you do this to go to another Premier League club," and he might change his mind.
Further confusion and around Zinchenko. Clara Bitsi said, in UEFA tournaments, players can play against their parent clubs, and no such clause can prevent them from doing so, as we had a clause in Courtois' contract, but he still played against us. UEFA rules are different from the FA. But I think what Jack was saying before is that although it might be standard that a player can't play against their parent club in the Premier League, like that's the automatic idea, the clubs can agree to overwrite that rule, I think is where it is. So as long as it's written somewhere that they can play, so Forest might have requested it, being like, can he play against us? Then if Arsenal say, yes, it's okay, then it is okay. Then that's not an illegal thing to do. There's no specific FIFA FA ruling.
I've just read a BBC thing, and it says that there's a rule introduced in 2004 that says they can't play against their parent club, but it can happen if the parent club gives specific permission.
Basically, if they just say yes.
So he can't play against Arsenal unless he's specifically said, "Can I?" And Arsenal have gone fine, which would be incredibly stupid if he plays well. Yeah. But we'll see.
And we got the final two games.
There you go. Sorry, Conor Gallagher played for Crystal Palace
against Chelsea.
They had to deliberately block it, and then you did it with Sancho and said that he couldn't.
Yeah, but we did it with Dean Henderson as well when he was on loan before. Right, Burnley versus Liverpool, penultimate game. My prediction here is Isak gets his debut off the bench and then misses a sitter at the same time as Walter Mead scoring for Newcastle. So he will get his debut. Walter Meads, or how do you pronounce it again? Sorry, Voltemada will score on his debut for Newcastle, and on the same weekend, Isak will then miss a sitter on his debut for Liverpool. After all the big debate, I can just see it.
Yeah,
and coming off the bench, 60 minutes to go, he will. He'll have a howler.
Side note as well, and I wish we could play it, but obviously copyright we can't. Have you seen the video that Liverpool posted of Isak arriving at training today?
No.
So there's a video of him stood in the entrance hall in his full Liverpool training kit, and Van Dijk comes in and spuds him, and it's seeing his new teammates, his captain, all that lot, and they're playing Sam Fender in the background.
Oh no!
I don't know if they've done it deliberately, but it's whatever's playing in the reception area.
And
of the Liverpool training centre is Sam Fender, and it's a video of Isak just spudding everyone with Sam Fender in the background.
Clara Bitsi says that Gallagher didn't play.
Oh, Gallagher didn't play, okay.
Apparently Gallagher didn't play against them.
I blocked it.
But, we'll find out literally tomorrow. We'll see the team sheets tomorrow.
I don't know if it is it's a rule and you have to specifically give them permission. I have no idea why we would do that. So hopefully we didn't do that.
Yeah.
But
either way, I actually think it could potentially be just thinking about it, if Aina is out and then it's long term, it's Nico Williams on the right, Zinchenko on the left. I think that's a good FPL pick.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If you want potential defender assist. Right.
Back to Burnley.
What's your prediction? Burnley versus Liverpool.
Apparently, according to my research I did earlier.
Yep.
The last time Scott Parker managed a team against Liverpool, he shipped 9 at Anfield. So, with that in mind, the team that have been praised this season for being defensively quite resolute are going to lose by at least 4.
At least 4 goals.
Just because of Scott. Just because of that stat from 4 years ago.
It is at Turf Moor, I think.
Yes, because that was the game where I had Salah captain in my FPL, and he walked away from a 9-0 win without a goal or an assist.
Yeah,
he was the only player that didn't walk away with a contribution.
I remember it very well. Yeah, I have Ekitike, Gakpo, and Salah all in my team. Oof. So I wouldn't mind that. I've got Salah captain, but I'm debating putting Ekitike captain just to, throw a spanner in the works, because Salah's not been fantastic this season. Honestly, one of my hot takes for the season is that I think his numbers are just going to be a bit meh. Because he normally starts well and then drops off second half of the season. If he's not starting well and then he doesn't pick up second half of the season, which he hasn't really done, he's just going to end up with 8 goals and 7 assists.
Don't get him, Liverpool fans.
I just think because Liverpool, they're much more rounded as a team now. Last season was so Salah heavy.
He doesn't need to do a carry job.
He doesn't need to do it anymore. So I think he's going to be so much like they're not going to be funneling the ball to him as much. Slot's not going to say get Salah on the end of it, get Salah on the end of it. He's going to be going get Isak on the end of it, get TK at the end of it. Gravenberch, you can roam forward and have a long shot.
Yeah, let Gakpo do what he wants.
So Salah definitely is not hitting the numbers he hit last season, and I think they're going to be underwhelming purely just because I think he's not started the season well, and he's not needed as much anymore because their team is so much better, well-rounded.
Go on then. Florian Wirtz arrives is my one then.
Florian Wirtz finally arrives.
Florian Wirtz arrives. He scored for Germany, scored a free kick, shut a few people up. So
scoring 2?
No, just 1.
Just 1. Goal and assist?
He slowly arrives.
He scores the 4th goal.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes. So they win 4-0 and Wirtz scores a screamer, but it's 4-0. So all the rival fans come out and go, yeah, but it didn't matter. But he arrives because he's a very good player.
He finally, the £100 million goal happens.
Yeah, I'm a big Wirtz fan. So.
Right, last one. Probably the biggest game of the weekend that I say very biasly. Man City versus Man United, the Manchester derby. 4:30pm kickoff. It's 4:30pm kickoff is generally the fun one.
Yeah.
Always seems to happen. My prediction is that whoever's in goal for Man City gives away a penalty. So Trafford or Donnarumma. I think Donnarumma will start. And I think he'll give away a penalty.
Are we talking playing out from the back and makes a mistake, or are we talking someone gets on goal and he wipes them out?
Wipes someone out.
Or are you saying like a corner, just punches someone?
Like Onana did before.
This is the first time since 2022 Man United have been above City heading into a derby.
Yep. First time in 3 years.
Where was it like 13th and like 16th?
We're 9th, they're 13th.
Oh yeah.
But that's my prediction.
Okay. I was going to go similar and say Donnarumma tries to play out from the back and concedes.
Yeah. So very Donnarumma heavy. I mean, we do have Donnarumma in the title. The title does say Donnarumma Howler.
I think it's...
That's my prediction. I also think, by the way, that we're going to have a couple of absolute stinker moments. I don't think...
Yeah.
I think the whole game, more general about my prediction for this game, is I think it's going to be a mess.
I think it's going to reverse from last year and you're going to go 2-0 up. But draw. Was it?
They went at the Etihad last year. They went 1-0 up, and then we scored twice in the last 2 minutes.
Okay, they're going to go 2-0 up, and then you're going to go 2-0 up, and then they're going to level it.
Yeah, I've seen that Phil Foden's fit. I thought he was injured.
You're
Phil
going
Foden
to be frustrated but
us.
annoyed, and they're going to be the same. They're going to be like,
what happens with us at the moment?
You always get up for the big games.
We get up for the big games, but in general, we go 1-0 up and then panic. Against Burnley, we went 1-0 up at home against Burnley, and you think, grand. We've got the first goal against Burnley. And then in the second half, we just panic. But as soon as Burnley go, we might need to score a goal here. We go, go on.
And then
then a 2.
And then you scored from kickoff.
And then we scored from kickoff. And then they scored from kickoff. And then we scored in the 97th minute.
I was watching Soccer Saturday.
Right.
And they did like the ad break and they came back and were like, well, we've only been gone for 3 minutes, but there's been 2 goals at Old Trafford. I was like, what?
Yeah, that was a mad one. So, yeah. Last game, we reckon goalkeeper Howler for Man City.
Yeah.
But by far and away, that won't be the... Yeah, Bayern, I mean...
Bayern concedes an Olympico.
If they... Yeah, well, who takes the Olympico?
And Donnarumma tries to play out from the back and concedes.
Who takes the Olympico? Who takes corners for City?
God knows. Anyone.
Actually, just someone does. Haaland.
Yeah. Go on then.
I reckon Bayern is not going to have a great game because Bayern is good at passing, but sticky on the line. And then I think there's just goalkeeper errors galore in this game. There'll be goalkeeper errors, there'll be midfield slips, there'll be
red foot mob ratings all over the
over the gap, and then one person will get a blue one.
Yeah,
it'll be like Bruno Fernandes gets a 9.4 for scoring
the penalty.
For scoring the penalty. Yeah. Right. City injuries. They only have a few injuries, actually. You know what all the thing made up about? So Pep said today that it's Marmoush, Cherki, and Ait Nouri are all out. John Stones is a doubt. But everyone else is fit, according to Pep. We all know that Pep lies for a living, so it could be there could also be another 4 injuries.
Yeah,
we
Pep
just don't know.
I saw it the other day, and it was like Kusanov's apparently out, and there's a few more, but
Pep says they're fine.
Yeah,
because he said Stones is the only other one.
Yeah, Marmoush knee injury.
So we've done all the 10 Premier League games. We're going to play a fun little game now. Me and Jack.
Get involved in the comments. Cause
do get involved in the comments with this because it's good fun. So I texted Jack this morning and I went, what Premier League 11 would you build if you could only pick 1 player per team? So obviously there's 20 Premier League teams. So and only 11 slots. So, there's some clubs that might not have anyone picked. But what we're going to do is I've got my 11 from one player per club. Jack's got his 11. And we're going to go... We've both gone formation-wise.
4-3-3.
4-3-3. Yeah, gone 4-3-3, basic Premier League formation. And then we're going to read out each position we've got one at a time and then debate who should go into the overall one. And we're going to make an overall Premier League 11 with one player per team.
It might even get a graphic on DR.
Oh, that'd be
Keep your
fun.
eyes peeled.
There you go. Right. I'm going to start with you. I'll ask you each time, who's your goalkeeper?
I think we'd have gone the same.
Yeah?
I've gone for Matt Sells.
I've gone for David Raya.
You've got Arsenal out the way that early.
I've got Arsenal.
Whoa.
I've got David Raya in goal.
Whoa. See, I wanted to save Arsenal, so I've gone...
You see,
use Forest. I like their defenders, but there's other good defenders in the Prem. I was looking at keepers.
Matt Sells is a good shout.
Yeah,
you know
I was
what?
looking at other keepers, unless I go big on like an Alisson or a Wright, like I'm not trusting like a Robert Sanchez or someone like that. So let me use Forest.
You know what? I like Matt. You know what? I'm going to go with your one on this one, Matt Sells. So Sells is our goalkeeper.
Confirmed.
Right
Forest
back.
done.
Right back.
You first.
Reece James.
Pedro Porro.
Ooh.
Again, there's a couple of Chelsea players later on I'm looking at that I want to get in there. Looked at Spurs and I thought,
I just think Reece James is a better right back than Pedro Porro.
He is.
So that's my argument.
Not to give away any further
names,
but there's a certain Chelsea player who's not been great recently and might not even play this week, but I was going to put him in later. But I'm also happy with Reece James.
Yeah, but there's also so many options up front from other teams. I've got some
and he's not been in
shouts.
great form. How many league goals has he got in 2025? This Cole Palmer we're chatting about.
He's not scored since Jan 16th from open play in the league.
Then Reece James goes in.
Yeah, Reece James.
Reece James.
So we've got James at right back, centre back. Right, my right centre back. I've gone Mark Gay.
I've gone Van Dijk.
You see, I've got another.
They both actually play on the left.
yeah, true.
But they're right-footed. My right-footed centre-back.
Right-footed centre-back. See, I've gone
Dijk.
Gay because I just think Gay's fantastic. And then you're leaving space for later on for another Liverpool player. Where if we're going Gay Van Dijk, is what I've gone.
You've gone Gay Van Dijk.
And actually, should we say, what's your other centre-back?
I've gone Van Dijk Gabriel. That's not my Arsenal shout, but we can't use Gabriel anymore. No, we can.
Yeah, we can because I've said Sells. But I've gone Gay and Van de Ven as my two centre-backs.
And we have got Spurs free now.
Yeah. So maybe we go Van de Ven and Gabriel?
Yeah. So we're saving Liverpool.
So saving Liverpool for someone else.
And we're saving Palace.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to pick anyone else from Palace.
I am.
You are? Okay, yeah, okay, right, let's go. So we've got, what was it, Van de Ven and Gabriel, sorry.
Okay.
So I've written here Gabriel left centre back, Van de Ven right centre back.
Fine. I think they're both left footed, aren't they? But we'll figure that out.
Right, left back.
I think we'll have agreed.
I don't know. I've gone really rogue one here.
I've just got a club out of the way where there isn't any other players I looked at. I've gone for Anthony Robinson.
Oh, yeah, so have I.
Yeah. There you go.
First one we agree on.
Get Fulham out the way.
I think Anthony Robertson, by the way, is an absolute stormer of a left back.
Yeah. I looked at all the other.
He's amazing.
Because last year you had like your Kirkezes and that, but that now takes a Liverpool slot out of the way. And Cucurella is not a bad shout, but obviously we've already used Chelsea now with Reece James. So we've agreed on one.
Yeah, there you go, Anthony Robertson. I think it's also, he's the obvious choice here. Because you think of other left backs from the big Premier League teams. Kirkez.
Yeah,
you're not going to pick.
He would have been
you're not going to pick Dorgu or Luke Shaw for United.
Yeah.
You're not picking Calafiori realistically over a lot of other Premier League. Like left backs from the big six teams.
I don't mind Lewis Hall. No shout to Lewis Hall. But
I'm thinking the big six teams.
Oh yeah,
like the classics. Like you've got none of those.
Small club.
But like the other, you got best of the rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
All respect to Newcastle. You've got other good choices, right? Okay.
I've kind of got like 2 DMs and a 10.
Yeah, same. Oh, I've just got a very classic 4-3-3-4. You know, in FIFA it's 4-3-3 in brackets 4.
Let me have Adam Wharton.
All right, interesting. Because I've gone.
That's why I really didn't want to give you Mark Gay.
Is he your more defensive out of the two midfielders, or have you got 2 DMs?
He's roaming about.
Okay, I would say
there's some legs around him.
Because I would say my reply to that.
If you've got 2 DMs, should we say our 2 DMs?
I'll give you Wharton.
Okay.
And then my other one was Guimaraes.
I also had that. I've got a slash. I've got Kamara from Villa.
Yeah.
I think he's underrated. Boubacar,
Yeah, he's good.
And Bruno G. So
All right.
Wharton and Bruno.
Yeah, should we just go? That is a midfield 2.5. That is right there. This is like
That's a
I
lovely
love
pivot.
doing this because you just think about the insane quality.
In the Prem.
Yeah, the incredible. It's ridiculous.
But I was thinking about like Granit Xhaka at one point.
Yeah,
Like,
but I wouldn't.
You can put a newly promoted team in there, and you can, or like Tanaka from Leeds. You can genuinely argue.
Yeah.
Like if you want to use them up, you can.
Right. I think we might be agreeing on the attacking mid here. I don't.
Well,
know.
mine's going to have to change.
Who did you have?
I had Palmer as my 10.
Okay.
But we've now used Reece James.
So I have Bruno Fernandes.
I'm now going to put Bruno because obviously I had Mbumo as my right winger,
Okay.
but I can now use Salah because we've saved Liverpool.
Salah was going to be my right winger. So let's
I
go.
had Van Dijk in and now I don't.
So
now we
Bruno
can use that.
Fernandes
Yeah. So
as the attacking 10.
So then the right wing is the banker because we didn't use Van Dijk.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to use Van Dijk.
So Salah
I got
goes
Salah.
in. The striker's obvious because we've not
Haaland.
used City. So Haaland.
Yeah. Left wing. So, shall I say mine?
You've gone Semenyo.
I have.
I've gone Iliman and Jai.
Ooh, interesting.
But I do like Semenyo.
I love
I'm
Semenyo.
fine with. I had Semenyo slash
Since
Njai
I've
slash
started properly
Grealish.
watching him, I think he's incredible. His ball striking, crazy.
Yeah.
Semenyo's ball striking is
Yeah.
See, Semenyo's one of those players that could play for a big 16. I think, which is why I think he would be the best option out here.
Yeah, transition threat, left foot, right foot. He just hits the ball well.
He just hits the ball so well.
Like I look at Martinelli when he gets his head down and he's doing that little like shuffle, like heel to heel little flick thing he does. I was like, oh, well, Semenyo just knocks it, just hits it.
Yeah.
Like the thing is with Semenyo, he's got a really nice highlight reel. And then you watch him and he'll hit like 3 or 4 shots into orbit, but then he will still like take his man on like 10 times, beat him most times, and then he'll score.
He's one of those players.
He's positive.
I wouldn't put him on the same level as Mbumo, but he reminds me of Mbumo in the way that there's such a guarantee with him. Like Mbumo, the guarantee with Mbumo is I'm so convinced that Mbumo is going to get a load of goal contributions because it's what he does. He just farms them out. In the same way that Salah does, or Salah at least did.
Yeah, a bit like the Liverpool game. Like Semenyo kept going and and trying to get shots off, and he wasn't getting much joy, and then he just get counter-attack. It's like a 3-on-4, whatever it is. And he goes, I'm not passing, just knock, slot it in the corner, done.
But and that's with Semenyo, I think.
He walks away with something all the time.
There's a guarantee of, like, he will end up doing something in the game, and he's just a quality player. Good ball shot. All right, so we're going to say Semenyo. Right, so...
Wait.
No?
Managers.
I haven't done a manager.
Neither have I, but I've just thought about it. What clubs have we got left?
So here, what clubs have we done? We've done
Unai's left. We've not touched Villa.
We've not touched Villa. Unai Emery. We've done Bournemouth, so Iraola's out the question. We've done the big 6 teams.
All right, so we've done Liverpool, Chelsea,
Newcastle,
Arsenal,
so Eddie
Spurs.
Howe's not there.
David Moyes is rocking around.
You got David Moyes, Unai
We've used
Emery.
Glasner. Oh, we can't use Glasner because we've got Adam Wharton.
Scott Parker. We've got
we put
Daniel
Van de
Farke.
Ven in, so we can't even Thomas Frank it.
No, we've got Daniel Farke as well.
We can't use Marco Silva.
No.
Villa are 19th. Can I warrant Emery when they're 19th?
And also, do we give Emery these players? You know how I think we've spoken about this before. Is that Emery I see more as a floor-raising manager.
Hurtzler's got sleeves.
Hurtzler's got sleeves, and we haven't used the
tattoos.
Brighton player. Ooh.
I'm happy with either Moyes or Emery.
Looking at this team, I think David Moyes would have a fantastic time. He's got a big striker, fast wingers, really hard-working midfielders, and quick defenders.
Moyes.
I honestly think it might be David Moyes.
Give Dave the keys.
Give big Scottish Dave Moyes the keys to Sells, Reece James, Mickey van der Ven, Gabriel, Anthony Robinson, and then Bruno G, Bruno Fernandes, Wharton, and then Salah, Haaland, Semenyo.
Where does that team finish in the Prem? It's a top 4 pushing team, maybe higher.
With David Moyes. I think it finishes...
It gets third in an FA Cup.
Yeah, it goes out to an unlucky 2-1 loss against kind of team. It was kind of team that
it's the little
United
horse in the title race. Where Chelsea are now, it's that like, they could maybe win, but
honestly, I think this team might be better than Chelsea's.
All right.
I'm just looking at Salah and Haaland. I'm just looking at Salah.
Oh, yeah,
you know what? This is
Salah and Haaland,
this
then.
is such an FPL team.
I'm just looking at my team here in Mbumo, yeah.
No, I'm just looking at Salah, Haaland, Bruno,
Haaland, Semenyo,
with
Bruno in behind.
with Guimaraes and Wharton sweeping behind.
Yeah, he's actually got DMs. He's not holding together a two-man pivot with Agate. He's freed.
I honestly,
Robinson bombing on one side.
This team, I think, pushes top 4. This is a ridiculous team, but it pushes top 4.
Yeah, James and Robinson crosses into Haaland's head.
That's what I mean. We've built a banging side.
We're not even on the halfway line. We're actually giving them 5 yards further because we've got Van der Ven. Like, we're happy to give them the 5 yards.
We've got Van der Ven and Gabriel, both quick, both strong.
A little bit worried about Marcel's not being able to sweep up. However, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
That's a very good team.
What about giving Ange this team?
We can't because we've got his keeper.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, I think you know what, I'm happy.
What are people in the comments?
I'm happy to settle with David Moyes.
Who we've definitely missed. Someone's
mentioned Dalot.
He can play either fullback.
He can play either fullback, but I don't think he's better than Robinson or James.
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah, some people are talking about because actually, just going back to our original conversation, talking about how Villa haven't scored yet. Mm-hmm. They've got Sancho. They've also got Harvey Elliott.
They have.
Yeah, I forgot about Elliott.
Whether he plays as a 10.
He's got to, surely.
Do you think Villa was a good move for him? I'm also surprised how cheap it was.
I'm surprised.
35 mil buy option in a year where Eze goes for your 60s, Alanga 55, Visser in 55. And he had a really good Euros. Did he get player of the tournament, 21s? And that pushed Voltemade up to 85 mil, or whatever it is.
I think that it's a kind of a circumstantial fee. Liverpool didn't have a lot of leverage because he was out the squad. And it was final deadline day. Liverpool were also busy getting Isak done. They probably wanted just a little bit of fun. Like they're kind of maybe thinking,
if we get Gay through the door, we need to
then basically they've swapped like for like fees wise because it was 35 million for Gay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was the agreed
Do you believe
fee.
the Morgan Rogers stuff?
What is the Morgan Rogers
stuff? There's a few
stuff?
Liverpool in the nose saying that it was you have him for 35 mil and then we get first refusal on Rogers when you choose to cash in. Like we'll let you match any bid. Like we'll tell you what the asking price is because they did similar with like. They let Quansah go to Leverkusen for 40 with a buyback clause, and then they were like, "We'll get Verts."
Well, I don't see why would Villa sell Rodgers for 35 million?
No, not for 35. Just
you get 35 for Harvey Elliott.
You let us have Harvey Elliott on loan with an option, 35 mil, favourable terms for us, and then when in a year's time Morgan Rogers maybe goes, "I want that step up now to a big club." We go, "You can have first refusal," or like if someone bids 60,
I don't see it an agreement as concrete as that having been worked out. Yeah, I maybe see that Liverpool basically inquired and went or let them know, be like, by the way, we're giving you Harvey Elliott low key here for like a good price here. Keep us in mind when you sell Rodgers next summer.
Yeah, we did similar last year when we bought Mikel Merino. We said to Sociedad and we said to Zubimendi, we want both of you. We can't do it right now. So Zubimendi, please reject Liverpool. We're definitely coming next year. And Sociedad, let's start negotiating now, but we'll buy him next year. Apparently we did that, which is, I think it's becoming more commonplace now. These loans of obligations, but also like promises that you'll come back.
Yeah, that feels like one of them gentleman agreement categories, and we all know how badly they quickly turn.
Yeah, we had that. We had that with Sesko. They were like, "Well, that's a shame." Like we had a gentleman's agreement with Edu and Berta. You're not Edu, and also we don't really like him. So
yeah, I can. Rodgers will go somewhere next summer. I think that might be why they've bought Harvey Elliott now.
Yeah,
is that and then why
he's a really good player?
Because I was initially surprised that it was a permanent transfer. But it was a deadline day, so I think the Villa just went, right, we've not scored, we need to get people in. So they were like, I will take Sancho. Just pay his wages, a loan fee or whatever. No commitment long term to that. And then Elliott, and they've also gone, right, okay, we've now got Elliott for at least 3 seasons, I'd say. Like I can see him staying there for about 2 or 3 seasons. Just a final one on
Sancho. Are you surprised by that? Because when I was looking at a lot of Aston Villa, it was the reason people complain about they don't have PSR room, they haven't got FFP room, is because their wage to turnover ratio is like 90-something%.
It's 95.
It's ridiculous.
Or was
like, the amount of money that they bring in that has to go on their wage bill is absurd. They have like 9 players on over 100k a week. So to bring in Jadon Sancho and cover I'm guessing at least half, probably more of his wages is a
Sancho's
lot.
Sancho's current wage with United is 220.
Crazy.
Because it got reduced when we didn't qualify for the Champions League, so it went down by 25%. And Villa have agreed to pay 80% of his wages, and with bonuses that can go up to 100% of his wages, so cover his entire wages. And also, there are mixed reports about a loan fee. So the Daily Mail said that there wasn't a loan fee, but Fabrizio said there is a loan, and Fabrizio and I think the Times said there was a loan fee.
So even if they're paying 80%, he's still probably the highest paid player.
It'll be around there, yeah.
Around there.
Well, he is earning 220 grand a week.
Somewhere.
From multiple incomes, and Villa are paying 190 or whatever, 180 of that, 176.
And then they've taken Elliott, and they'll be paying his full wages, and then probably buying him permanently next year.
Yeah, I mean, when I say with Elliott, I think that's just a permanent. That will happen. That's permanent. That's how I see that. But yeah, Villa. I think they've got. They're as you said, they're 19th. They haven't scored a goal. That's just so rough.
I don't want to say Villa fans. I know what happens to Unai Emery when he gets a little bit ahead of himself and he starts playing Lucas Torreira as a number 10 and he starts doing all this sort of weird stuff. Weird. I watched Axel Disasi come on at the Etihad last year as a right back against Doku, and I was like, Emery's Emerying now.
Yeah,
this is what he does. He's comfortable. He's going to start doing some really weird stuff now. But
maybe Jadon Sancho will be playing number 9 or something bizarre like that.
He did that for you in pre-season against us, and genuinely looked
false
like
line. He was class.
Like Messi.
It was about 3 years ago.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. Anyway, Premier League is finally back upon us.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to sit in front of the TV and watch 7 Premier League games over the next 2 days.
Bayern doing Donnarumma, trying.
I'm not looking forward to watching Bayern. I am excited for that game though. Like I know Flex was saying the other day, he was like, United fans are going to the Etihad and going, there's something here.
Yeah. And we got a long old Saturday. We've got an early, a 3, a 5:30, and an 8.
Who's the 8 p.m. one?
I think that's Chelsea Brentford.
That's Chelsea Brentford.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch telly anyway.
So,
of course. But apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed our show, our weird Premier League predictions, our very bizarre but I think really, really good Premier League random Premier League 11. We'll might put up a graphic on as well on DR Sports of the 11 if you want to have comments and have a go at have a go at selecting it. Apart from that, I hope you've enjoyed the show. I will be back here at 5 p.m. on Monday, and we have Best of Enemies coming out later this evening.
We've got a Saturday football show tomorrow.
Saturday football show tomorrow.
Sunday.
And we've also got the Man City versus Man United watch along, I believe, as well. So there's plenty of action and plenty of content coming across on DR Sports over the next few days. Make sure you stay tuned, notifications on, like, subscribe, and for all the behind the scenes content as well, if you become a member of the DR Sports channel, there's plenty of the behind the scenes sports. You also get a badge and emojis and all this and all that. There's plenty for you to get over there. So I personally will see you on Monday at 5 p.m. I hope you have a great weekend and your team wins. Goodbye.